Hello, my ladies. Welcome back to Carly's Closet. Have you ever put on a great outfit, looked in the mirror, told yourself that you look fabulous, but then you step out to take a few photos of yourself and the camera says something totally different and you start questioning every photo you've ever taken of yourself? Yeah, that's because what the mirror says doesn't always add up to what the camera is saying. But fear not. I have been freelance modeling for over a decade now, and I had to grow immensely in confidence. I had to gain skills in posing, fluidity, all of these things that it requires to take great photos of yourself. And throughout that journey, I have collected a list of the best tips for always getting a great shot. This can be a journey and a process, but with patience and consistent practicing, you will be almost a pro getting comfortable in front of the camera. The very first tip and the best of them all is that you need to have confidence. Yes, even if you have to fake it. Fake it till you make it, like they say. Now, the only way that you can really gain comfort in front of the camera is if you actually put it to work. Put yourself in front of a mirror and practice posing, practice fluidity, practice movement, practice getting used to what you see. Confidence is the first energy that you will see emulated through your photograph. We can pick up on body language before we pick up on verbal communication, and people will know instantly through a photograph if you radiate confidence. So get comfortable in front of that camera. Number 2, as far as posing, you want to always give the illusion that you are elongating your body. You don't want to look short, especially if you are already a short girl. In order to achieve this, you would extend one leg out towards the camera, pointing your toes, and your back foot and your back leg, you will shift all of your weight onto that leg and hip. This is not only going to make you look more feminine, but also going to help elongate the photograph and elongate your legs, making you look more model-esque. So for this next tip, this might seem a bit cliche because you hear it often, but it is no doubt a huge factor in getting a great photograph. And that is posture and keeping your shoulders back. When you slump your shoulders forward or down, it's impossible to radiate confidence. Plus, you won't be able to accentuate those curves that you want to show off and create those proper angles with your body, which we will get into. When you stand up straight and put your shoulders back, you are then able to elongate your neck, creating those sharp angles in your face. One of the next huge tips is creating shapes with your body. There is masculine posing and a masculine way of standing to take a photo, and then there is a beautiful, elegant, feminine way. The feminine way is creating those sharp shapes. That could mean tilting your waist a slight bit, that way your curves are showing and accentuated. It could be as simple as placing your hand on your hip softly and creating that strong triangle. This also includes that if you are standing with your legs close together, you are always bending one knee. Never just stand straight like a pin. This does not give a feminine essence. This could also mean making use of a wall or a chair. If you have a chair to take a photo on, or if there is a wall next to you, create those shapes using that wall by leaning on it or pushing your body away from it. This could mean putting your hand up against the wall and then lifting up one leg. There are a ton of ways that you can make use of a wall, but you have to get really creative with it. Go search on Pinterest or Google to find other photos of models using walls and chairs. You may also choose to cross your legs and cross your knees together, creating that sharp triangle. Or you could choose to sit on a chair and extend your legs and knees apart from one another while leaning over, being careful not to expose any private areas. This could be a more advanced skill in order to make it appear as classy and not trashy, but consider the option. Next, hands. Now, we always are questioning when we get in front of the camera. What do I do with my hands? That's what I hear the most often from girls. And yes, if you don't do this the correct way, it can look a bit awkward. My go-to for my arms and my hands is to just hold them softly at the middle of my waist and just softly put my fingers together. Now, emphasis on the softness and daintiness. Because if it looks like you're trying too hard to do something with your hands or to hold them together, then it doesn't look soft and feminine and overall doesn't make for a good photo. Again, you want it to look like you are naturally always posed. And you can accomplish that by being soft with your hand gestures. The next tip for getting a great photograph is, this is a really big one, is that you could be doing all the perfect model-esque poses and angles and creating those perfect shapes with your body. But if your camera person or your camera is not set up in the perfect angle and you are way off centered or the composition is just way off or the lighting is terrible, then it's not going to make for the best photo. All these qualities really play into getting a great shot. For me, lighting can make or break a photograph. I have taken photos that I loved the way that I posed in it. I loved the way that I look, but the lighting was too off. Maybe it was too warm. There was too many shadows, or I was completely overexposed, and then the photo to me is just trash. So, if someone else is taking a photo of you, make sure that they are putting you in the center of the photo and they are not taking the photo at an angle which is too high up to where you look smidgy and shortened. This is not going to help elongate you, but you also are not, they're not below you trying to take a photo as if they're lying down beneath you, and your face maybe looks smushed, or your face maybe looks too tilted up. This again doesn't create for the best photographs. If there is too much negative space in front of you, so if you are back against a wall and someone is taking a photo of you with too much cement in the front of the photo, this is also going to shorten your legs. So what I would suggest to start is, honestly, it's best if you just set up a tripod and put your camera on there and then center yourself in the middle of the photo. Of course, there are photographs that look great even when the person is not directly in the center of the photo, but I feel like these are more advanced skills that you have to have in getting to that point. So until you can really master being centered and what looks good for your body, then just start off by placing yourself in the center, not too much negative space, not too much overhead space, and you'll get a great shot. Also, every body type is different. For me, angles from above don't look good unless I am completely lying down and my legs are completely straightened out and elongated and maybe crossed over each other, because I have broad shoulders, and so getting an angle from above is just going to make my shoulders look even broader, and that is just not flattering. Okay, the next tip is, even if you have no idea how to pose in front of the camera, sometimes candid shots make for the best shots. Why? Because everyone loves a candid, authentic photograph. It is more relatable that way, and candid photos hold more stories to them. So if someone is taking photos of you, or you have your camera set up on a tripod, put the burst option on, or just get your friends to keep clicking while you are doing subtle movements, or while you're talking, while you're laughing. Laughing photos are always so cute. It could even be if you're in a setting while you're doing something. If you're in the kitchen cooking and you're looking back at your friend, or you're looking down and doing something. Candid photos always make for great shots, in my opinion. I absolutely love playing with posing. but it's just so genuine whenever a photographer catches me when I'm talking or I'm laughing about something. Now, these next tips tie in together, and you cannot have one without the other, and that is fluidity and being comfortable, not being too tense and tight, because again, that energy will emulate through the photograph. Photographers love genuineness. They love when a model is always moving, she's being fluid, she's always just trying different poses, different hand gestures to get great shots. Now, honestly, here's what I do for this. I put my earphones in and I put on some of my favorite slow songs and I just dance. Dancing gracefully has given me so many great shots and poses that I could have never thought of had I just been in a quiet setting. When I put that music in my ears, I go into a different world. I get completely out of my head and I fall more into my body and allow my body to just take over and just move. Those dance moves and that fluidity combined with a photographer just constantly shooting me while I'm just in my body, surrendered to whatever is happening and just completely losing touch that I'm on camera, because sometimes it can be a bit nerve-wracking. Us women, we're always thinking, well, am I showing up right? Does this make me look fat? Does this angle make me look good? Am I looking the prettiest that I feel I can look on camera? We just get so caught up into our heads that we forget to just surrender to the moment and be completely in the body. And being in the body is what ultimately creates the best photographs. So like I said, I just do soft, graceful dance moves and allow the photographer to just have at it. And eventually, after a couple thousand shots, they get some really, really money shots. A photo doesn't always have to be perfectly posed in order for it to look model-esque. Okay, those are all the tips that I'm going to mention for today's video. I hope that you have found this to be very helpful. Go in front of a mirror, practice your dance moves, practice your graceful movements, and go put your camera on a tripod and just start getting comfortable in front of the camera. Because again, that energy radiates the most when you are taking a photograph. Until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Mwah.